Welcome back. So today I'm going to be talking about how to use video marketing to grow your business. Now, video marketing is so critically important today because of the way our prospects have changed. And it is one of the best ways that you can use to stand out in a really crowded, noisy marketplace. So how do you do it well? Well, by the end of this video, you're going to know exactly what to do. Let's go ahead and dive in. First, I'm going to share with you an overview of what I call the brand mosaic strategy. And then we're going to get into how to create your unique brand mosaic. And then how do we take all of that and deploy it in a way that's strategic and purposeful for you. So what is a brand mosaic strategy anyway? Well, it used to be that each brand in the marketplace would have one singular story, just one voice, one tagline, like Nike, just do it, or Ford, built Ford tough, and their marketing would align with that. Well, today, that doesn't work so well anymore because of how human beings have dramatically changed as a result of the pandemic and all sorts of other influences that I won't get into now. But just know that we all have changed fundamentally over the past several years, and what gets our attention and gets us to engage is different now. We want variety and we want to trust a brand, we want to like a brand, we don't just want to be sold at all the time. So this is where your brand mosaic strategy comes in. A mosaic in art is it is a piece of artwork that is comprised of a lot of seemingly maybe broken pieces of glass or ceramic that come together to form a beautiful piece of art. Well, so will your brand mosaic. Rather than just one story, we're going to create a whole mosaic of stories that convey what your brand, your business, what it's all about, and why should they notice you, why should they engage with you, why should they trust you, why should they buy from you. So this is a journey we're going to take the customer on, and it is all best done with video marketing. So this is why it's so cool that you're here. So the first part of creating this brand mosaic is figuring out who is your ideal audience today. Is it the same that it used to be, or maybe you're new in business? But who is your ideal audience today, and who do you want them to be in the future? That needs to be reflected in your marketing. So do some research, update whatever it is that you're looking at, your statistics, so that you have a fresh perspective on who you want to reach, because this is going to really influence your voice in your video marketing. And if you have any questions around anything to do with this research, I've done another video on how to develop your content marketing plan that I think would be helpful as a foundational video for you before you really get started on your brand mosaic. And as you are formulating who your audience is, we need to figure out what you want to talk about in your videos so that it's not just the same theme over and over and over again. That is the old way of doing things. The new way of video marketing is to approach your audience with all kinds of different information, a whole mosaic of content, so that they get a feel for all the different facets of your brand, what your company does, what it can do for them, and why they should trust you. So if you're looking to figure out what your audience is curious about, use a keyword tool like SEMrush or use Google AdWords. I've done a video on that as well. Or go to a site called askthepublic.com and input your industry and figure out what people are asking questions about that are the most popular on Google. And then you can use those questions to formulate what you're going to talk about in your videos. Okay, so now let's move on to step 2. We've figured out who our updated audience is and what they're curious about. Now let's figure out how to create the content that is going to serve them best. And I like to use what I call my pillars of content when I do my own strategy. And I use these 7 pillars so that I make sure that I have a diversity in my messaging so that I can appeal to different moods, different prospects, different days, so that I always have something that's going to be of interest. So let me go over really quickly what those pillars are. So the first pillar is trust. You definitely want to make sure that you have video in your marketing mix that's all around building trust. So this can be why they should trust your company. Maybe it's been in business a million years, or that your grandfather founded it, or it can be about you or somebody in your company, a lesson that they learned from day one of working at the company, or a lesson they learned when they were 12 that informs how they do business today. So anything that's going to build trust. The second is videos that show that you are an authority in your industry and you are a business or a person to be respected because you know a lot. So this is where you share, maybe you share like a quote and then you interpret it with your own context or experience, or you share a statistic, maybe you share your own research into something, but you basically show off what a smarty pants you are. And the third pillar is all about sales. We definitely want to do videos that are selling something, not in a super pushy way, of course, but we definitely need to include sales in our mix of video marketing. So what do you have that's new, or what do you have that's different or improved, or what do you have that you haven't talked about in a while that you want to reintroduce to the market? Or how can you include somebody else in the company talking about why something is the best in the industry, and oh, by the way, we're having a sale on that right now. So that's another type of video. That's another pillar, the sales pillar. And there are definitely times when you just want to engage with your audience and you want people to be sharing something interesting. And this pillar is all around engagement. So how can you engage your audience with something that maybe has nothing to do with your business? Or it can be something that's really maybe a behind the scenes, like, hey, have you ever wondered how, for example, I spoke to a logistics association that's all about moving products from A to B, and there was a trucking company that had a video go viral on TikTok that was all about how to get the snow off the top of semis during a storm. And it was the equipment that they used. It was like 12 seconds long, and it got millions of views, totally around engagement. And then when people engage with you for that, they're more likely to stick around to see what else you've created or follow you for more. And that kind of goes along with the next pillar, which is just all about fun. Now, this can be sharing videos of other people in your company. And by the way, you can combine pillars, I should say. So you can do something that's about trust and fun, and it's engaging. Meaning maybe you go on the manufacturing floor and you watch somebody build the thing, whatever it is that your company builds, and you video them, and then you ask them a question or two. Hey, what's the best part about your job? Or you have you just moved into your new house, or it doesn't have to be about work every time. We're trying to show the faces and the people and give your business a personality, to humanize it, which is frankly the number one thing that's going to build trust, because people today don't trust businesses like they used to. They trust individuals, which is why most of your video in your video marketing strategy should include humans just talking like they talk, without a big film crew and without a big budget and crazy lighting and a boom mic and stuff. You don't need all of that. In fact, the less polished your videos are, the more trust they actually inspire. Kind of ironic, but true. And the next pillar is likability. How likable are you, or are the people in your company? Have you humanized them? How can you shine a spotlight on different people within your organization, maybe once a week, and just have a get to know you segment? It can be a little bit about work, but definitely should be a little bit about what they do when they're not working. And just have fun with it. We're talking brief videos, 1 or 2 minutes, that just put a friendly face, a human face, on all the different people in your organization that make the product or the service or whatever your magic is, make it happen for your customers. And the last pillar, that was likability. The last one is a call to action. It doesn't necessarily have to involve sales. This can just be, hey, follow us for more, or hey, we just created this white paper. Here's where you can get a copy of it and you can sign up to get more tips or whatever. This can be a list building thing. It can be a call to register for your event. It could be a call to do whatever it is, whatever next step you want them to take. So those are the 7 pillars that you can use when you're creating your video marketing strategy, so that you have this good mix of content and you're meeting your customer where they are, and you're driving interest and engagement and likability and trust and all of these things that create a well-rounded mosaic of your brand. So that does it for this time. Go ahead and check out my other video on how to make your social media stand out. I think that'll really help you with this one as well. See you next time.